Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, therisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football!
To show you what's happening right here, right now in the studio, because we got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk. Now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we'll be
We are.
officially back in town on
That's right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it all.
leave it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right. Yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St George here, I believe.
No, Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that. That's Brisbane Lions there.
Brizzy Lions, mate.
And we got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Inter Monaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St George Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians,
Yes,
the Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes.
on?
We're still on, of course,
on?
we're still
Well,
on, mate.
over
Yes.
here, we've got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, a cat, has ordered 2 because his gut's so bloody big, he needs 2 jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke. Cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
Well, look, also, Canberra, what's this? Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Garrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
We're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we'll sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Brasilia. Well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There's only
Well,
one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football. Where you can get it from? There is only one
There's only one
football.com
football,
in
yes,
conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic
Yes,
kits for your teams as well
yes.
at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic
Yes, they are,
1977
Are we still on?
Phillips
Check 1,
League.
2.
Of course,
Check-
you're bloody
Sorry
on,
about
Frothy.
that. Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977.
Yes,
These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the
Well,
rigid jigs, $150,
yes,
and then
but,
you've got the sublimated ones
yes.
at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I
Yes.
suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well, I
finish
can't.
the-
We can't
the short
actually.
show
We
tonight.
can't actually sing a song tonight
No,
because
well,
we're just
doesn't
doing
matter.
we're just doing the show tonight.
Well,
that's
we're
all.
just advertising the jumpers here.
That's
and,
right, guys. Where to get them from? There is only one
football. That's the one there.
football.com.
And,
So, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time. Thanks, guys. Get on Arrow Sport.
Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only one
We'll
football.com.
probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday,
guys. See you. Bye-bye.
There's
Thank
going to
you.
be summer we're going to have.
Football is the game, the people, the passion, the history, the soccer slackers of Australia are back and we're bloody well crazy as ever.
Correct.
The remnants from the NSL, we are still here. We are the mummies of the game, have been resurrected from Egypt. Welcome everyone. Hey. Hup, hup. Check it out. Hup. Here we go there, people. How are you?
The Cup of Life. Come on, start singing. I'm going to sing it. Let me sing. I'm going to sing an old, maybe an old classic
The
tonight.
Cup of Life.
I might
This
go
is
for
the one.
Suspicious
Now
Mind
is it
from
up?
Elvis.
Don't never stop.
Oh, bit of-
We shouldn't look, gotta be strong. We shouldn't look right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet.
She bangs.
No one can hold you back if you really want
Let's
it.
get loud.
I see it, but you want the cup
The
of
Cup
life.
of Life.
Not the days here you're gonna get it. Do you really want it?
Hey!
So you tell me right now, people.
Oh!
Here we go.
Yeah.
Ali, Ali, Ali. Good, good, good. Ali, Ali. We are the people. We are the passion. We are the history. We are the soccer slackers.
really
Frothy.
scared when you
It's our
stood
way, the
there.
highway, Frothy. It's our way, the highway.
our
We're
way,
going
the
to give it
highway.
to them tonight, mate. Big time.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
my God. Do I have to laugh every time we got to say
Aye.
something, mate? Sit down, you people. He's back again.
Well, listen.
Get out of here,
that
you mug,
little
that bloody
bastard.
traitor
Get him
crap.
back in
He
town.
hates the game,
Shoot the
and
bastard
he upsets
out.
us
Get
every
the
time.
old gun out.
Shoot the mother. Shoot him. I think we got him this time. Oh, God.
Now, I tell you what.
Yes.
We were at our best on Saturday night.
I can understand that.
Yes, now you know where I'm coming
I
from.
felt like John the Travolta, the backwards.
yep,
I went backwards in time, I think.
Well, we finally found time
Oh,
because we are
jeez.
so... I'll tell you what. Let me crack this open first before I
Oh,
forget.
jeez,
It's gonna
he
get on.
cracks it all
Well,
the time.
now
this
listen,
bloke.
we finally went out to a disco. Is that what they call them these days?
No. It's
what-
called a disaster.
No, we went to the disco and...
Are you serious?
I tell you what, people who doubt Harry's dancing ability...
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
I almost got him the spin
Beautiful.
on his head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you were
Oh,
the
jeez.
original rapper from the early 80s, remember that?
Yeah, they called me
But
Fat
you-
Man.
uh,
Fat Man the rapper. Fat Man the rapper.
Fat Man the rapper.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they can't
I had
say
a so-
that
I had a
anymore
so- I had-
because
I did the raps of the soccer balls. Don't you
Yes.
remember that? Between
well,
my
they
legs.
can't say Fat Man anymore because every Monday night I come, I don't know what you do whether you
Well, mate.
whether you get the chainsaw out, you seem to lose kilos.
We have
Now, what is a trick?
fall in love, go crazy.
You're falling in love.
Well, anyway,
falling in love.
now I've got to put
with you.
Frothy. We've got a special
Sorry
guest.
about that. Who we
We'd
got
like to
on?
present tonight. Footballers presents
Can I
Mr.
present him? Duke Casserley. No, Duke Casserley. No, what's his name?
Hang on. Are you there, Luke Casserley? Are you there?
Luke Casserley. Is it?
I am, and I've just been woken up. How you going?
We woke you up, Luke. How are you? Welcome to Football Less, the craziest football show or soccer show in the whole world, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Luke.
Now, can I ask Mr.
Casserley, Mr. Luke Casserley, please.
Sorry about that, Lukey boy. Can I just ask you one question? I believe you played for a... I don't know what happened, mate, but you played for a women's team once upon a time called
What?
the Kolo Cougars. Now, Kolo in Greek, Harry told me,
Who
means
are
arse.
now, Luke? What is this team,
And
mate?
the Cougars. Now, now, Luke, seriously, you weren't a lady once upon a time.
Excuse me?
Well, I'm just wondering. You played for the Cougars. The
Come on, Luke.
Cougars. Now,
Explain
what is
yourself.
going on there?
You know what Pauline Nance said. Please explain, Luke.
Well, let's let him explain. We've got 2 hours tonight, Luke. We've got a long show, so go for it.
Yeah, I grew up in the foot of the Blue Mountains. A fantastic club, Colo Cougars, and 1 year above me was Mark Schwarzer at the same club. So,
Oh, my God.
Well. So you and Mark.
so really
Schwarzer-
small town.
Yes.
Yeah, like sort of small town area. Grown a lot these days, obviously, but yeah, for a small club, we did really well. It was a great time of my life.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's,
Now, Luke, you've been through the whole NSL system, of course.
Absolutely.
I'm actually wearing a shirt that you wore during the NSL. I'm wearing that Marconi shirt with the sash. You know that blue shirt with the white sash and the navy blue. I'm wearing that tonight just for you. How's that? You wore that shirt, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Luke, I'm playing your favourite tune, South Melbourne there, mate.
Yes, go on, Luke.
Yeah, I had about, between the juniors, playing in the seniors, and then coaching at Marconi, I had about 20 years of my life involved in that club. So,
My friend, is this Luke's Corner in somewhere in that club? Luke's Corner, is there somewhere there like that?
No, far from it. I think they try and do everything they can to forget me.
Oh, my God. Now, Luke, I'm going to go through all this stuff here right now. I'm going to go through all these clubs. We're talking about Marconi. Northern Spirit.
The Spirit.
Now, Northern Spirit, and you know the history of Northern Spirit, of course. They tried to bring this club, was brought in via Rangers in Scotland. Is that right?
Yes.
You know the history about that?
That's the one.
Look, Rangers started to get involved as I left, so they weren't there initially.
Yes.
So it was actually, I'm not sure if it was Rangers first or there was a guy, Goldberg from Crystal Palace.
Oh, I see.
Got involved as well. So, yeah, it sort of changed hands a couple of times, I think. But when I first went to Northern Spirit, when it first started, sort of kicked off with a bit of a bang. Home games on Friday nights at North Sydney Oval. And
oh, yes.
Yeah, it was good. It was sort of average 17,000 people first season. We had, obviously, Graham Arnold, Robbie Slater, Ian Crook, Kresimir Marosic, Bolokovic, Clayton Zane. We had Matthew Bingley. We had a good crew of people.
You had a Socceroo squad?
Well, pretty much.
Socceroo squad. My God, Luke. How did you
it was
Go on.
No, it was fantastic when it first started, but unfortunately, as time went on, it was good for me. Look, I was at Marconi, and at that time it was semi-pro, when one or two of the clubs were going full-time professional, and for me, I felt to get back into the Socceroos and to get a chance to go overseas, I had to dedicate myself fully to football. And so that's why I went to Northern Spirit. And so I was there for a bit over a year. And it was really lucky for me. I was there through the really good times of it. And then, got my move to go over, got back into the Socceroos and got my move to go overseas. So it worked out well for me. But unfortunately, with the changes of ownerships and
yes,
sort of by the time the NSL finished, instead of playing at North Sydney Oval in front of 20,000 people, they were down at Pittwater Park in front of 500 people. It kind of died a slow death, unfortunately.
Hang on, Luke. You said 17,000 people. Is this correct?
Well,
are we talking 17,000?
Yes.
Please explain this one.
My facts could be, not exactly spot on, but I'm sure if you go back and you look at the first game that Northern Spirit played at North Sydney Oval, our very first game of the club competition game was against Sydney Olympic, an Olympic team that had guys like Adam Porridge, Cardozo, and the crew.
Oh, God.
And there's, I actually think I don't know what the actual numbers were. I think the recorded number for the first game was about 20,000, and we averaged 17 for the first season.
Well, let me tell you something about that, Luke.
Yep, tell me as
we
well.
don't get that no more, do we? My God. And to have an NSL. And we thought that the NSL was kind of like, it lost its flavour. I don't think at that time. But the problem is we couldn't get it to go further. This is the thing. It's being more creative, you think, Luke. Is that right?
Well, it's interesting. Like, at that time, sort of the mid-90s towards the end of the 90s, I thought the NSL was a really high level.
Yes.
The league was doing really well. I went overseas for a few years, and unfortunately, by the time I come back, the TV broadcast had gone, and the interest had really waned. And, I come back and I played the last season of the old NSL with Marconi, and,
yes,
the NSL played a massive part in my life. I loved it, but the reality was, by the end, it was, in the space of 4 or 5 years, it had dropped off considerably. And so I think, whatever decisions were made, but something needed to change. There needed to be fresh ideas, fresh injection, and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, the Football Australia or FFA went the way that they did with the new league. But yeah, unfortunately, I love the NSL, but I do think by the end, there definitely needed to be a change. Whatever that change should have been or needed to be, I'm not sure, but. It needed a fix.
I'll bring Frothy on for you right now. Frothy?
Luke, your old boss, Mr. What was his name? The guy with the white hair.
Sir Frank Lowy, mate. The best person for the game, he was.
Well, I wouldn't say he was a sir. Let's call him Frank, because I think everyone is equal in this world, Harry.
Yes, of course.
Now, when he fell off the stage, now you can say this now, you're not employed by him anymore, Luke. You must have had a big laugh.
With what, sorry?
You remember when he fell off the stage and he nearly put himself in a coma? Well, there you go. You had a laugh, didn't you?
I laugh now. We certainly didn't laugh at the time. He was in his 80s. And,
Yes.
yeah, we were all really worried for his health. It was.
Yes. So
we all panicked. We all panicked at the time, but now that you look back on it, you can have a bit of a giggle that he got through it all right.
Now, Luke, were you at that grand final? You were working for him at that time, is that right?
Yes, I was.
Now, did you see his colour of the hair after that? It was blue, wasn't it?
There was a green patch on it, wasn't it?
That's right, green patch. Yeah, he was getting younger that day, but that's the thing. That's old stuff now. But let me tell you something now, Luke. All these clubs, NSL clubs, Marconi, Northern Spirit, Blacktown City, of course, Stanmore, Manly United, Stanmore Hawks,
yeah.
Ollie, mate, you've got a lot of stuff happening here. Now, you did play overseas, didn't you, at some time?
Yeah, I played for a club called AIK in Stockholm in Sweden.
Yes.
It was a good period for the club. I think traditionally IFK Gothenburg and Malmo were the two biggest clubs,
Yes.
but over time AIK became the most successful club in Sweden. In their history, we're at the top of the league every year, played cup final every year, had a couple of UEFA Cup campaigns. It was a really good time of my life.
Okay.
It was a good place to live, great people.
The standard was like no other standard like Australia. We are talking Europe here. We're talking European. We are talking leagues in Europe.
Would have been a little bit
that
better
league
than
you
here.
played in, mate, you would have played in those championships,
Yes.
European championships and everything. What clubs did you play that you thought it was a dream come true to play one of the biggest clubs in the European championships?
Yeah, for us, in the second UEFA Cup campaign I was in, we had to go through qualifiers. And we played Fenerbahce home and away.
Oh, the Turkish team.
Yeah, and I was playing in the base of midfield as a number 6, and their number 10 was Ortega. So, they had, it was a great experience to play against Fenerbahce at their stadium because we drew at home and we had to go away and play there. So it was back when UEFA Cup or Europa League now was just home and away legs. It wasn't group stages.
Yes.
So obviously, drawing in the first game, it was an important game for them. So their fans were out in full force, and it was great stadium, intimidating atmosphere, one of the best atmospheres I played in front of. To be fair,
Mate, you are talking about Turkey. In Turkey, that the game there's a religion. Is that right? A religion?
Pretty
My
much.
God.
especially those three teams in Istanbul. Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and Besiktas.
Yes, big name clubs.
And it's such a big city. It's like 20 million people. They're so well supported. They're so passionate about football. Yeah, it was a good experience.
We'd like to say hello to Andrew Bennell. Andy Bennell is watching. How are you, Andy?
The shotgun wedding, apparently.
We were riding shotgun with him one night.
Something like a shotgun.
Now, Frothy, you got something for down here for Luke.
Well, Luke, you are going to be really excited now, my boy, because I have a little thing going on here called the 30-second shot clock. And do you know what the prize is? Can we tell him, Harry?
Of course you can say something.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're running against...
I haven't said nothing yet. You people are laughing out there, for God's sakes.
They're laughing. So you're racing against the clock here, and the prize will be a membership to the Great Brisbane Roar. So I know you'd be all excited about that. Now, here we go. You've got 30 seconds.
30 seconds, Luke.
We've got Harry. Got
I'm going to press a button, mate. Tell me, please.
Hold on, I've got to bend over here. Now, don't say anything about that.
Please don't say nothing about that, thank you.
Sunday night, pal, I worked at a gay bar.
Please no.
And I
Please
tried
no.
my best not to. Well, I did. I told you.
I won't say no more.
Sorry there. Luke, are you there? Yep, you're
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you've got 30 seconds here. So let's do this.
Press the
Now, go ahead, press the button. There we go. That's the one. Dogs or cats for you, Luke?
I'll go dog.
Favourite movie?
Good Will Hunting.
Oh, stop the clock, Harry.
No. Robin Williams, yes.
Well,
mate.
start the clock. Here we go.
Again.
Now, hardest opponent?
Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic.
You played against him?
Stop the clock.
Now, Luke, please explain this one.
Now, is he the
How
guy
was
that
it?
did that bicycle kick from 3,000 metres out and scored?
Yeah, when I played for AIK in Sweden, he was at Malmo before he went to Ajax.
Oh, that's right. He's a Swede, yes.
I tell you what, he was a special
Yeah,
player.
look, I was fortunate. I played against, lucky to play against a few big players. I think Raul and De La
Raul,
Peña at the
Raul.
Olympics in Atlanta was, they sort of had decent careers.
And how much money do you reckon they got paid? My
Well,
God,
they
mate.
would have got a fair bit of money, I suppose. Well, we heard Luke was on some good money as well.
Of course he was, for sure, mate. Yeah, a good Australian player coming overseas, mate.
We
Fantastic
spoke
stuff.
about that before, Harry, about Luke's
Right, are we going to get
cash
back,
bank account.
get back into it?
Yep, let's start the clock. Here we go. Now, how do you like your steak, Luke?
Medium rare.
A coffee or tea?
Coffee.
A best soccer player of all time? You'll say Maradona.
Sorry?
You what? Best soccer player of all time? You'll say Maradona. I bet you.
Diego Maradona.
Well,
he did.
Well, how do you
Keep going.
know that? Sorry about that. Twitter or Instagram for you?
Sorry, I missed that again. Sorry.
Twitter or Instagram for you?
Neither. Not really a fan of social media. Not on it too much.
Well, that's fair enough. A vanilla or chocolate, Luke?
Vanilla.
Yes, thank you very much. And Corona, real or not real? Ooh, might have to stop the clock here. He's having a good think about this. Now, Luke,
Sorry, I'm struggling. I missed a little bit of that.
No, that's all right.
A bit louder, Frothy.
Yep, no, we'll get this going again. Corona, real or not real?
Oh, real.
Real, okay. You weren't too sure
I
about
hope. I need it to be real. Make me feel better.
that. Yes, no, it's fair enough. Now, when you were a young fella, were you one for the nightclubs or were you one for the old rock and roll music, Luke?
Yeah, nightclub.
Nightclubs. Well, there you go. And now, Harry,
I've got something for him.
Yep, I've got something for you too, Harry. Now, Harry's finally come to his senses, Luke. I
Here
don't
we
know
go.
if you're watching tonight or you can be... Hold on, we've got Horace flying over. Now,
Sorry,
Harry,
coffee's
please.
flying over all the time.
I'm driving home from training at the moment.
No,
so-
that's
Mate,
all
and you're
right.
sounding loud and clear too, Luke, which is really good.
Well, put it this way, Luke. If you can be stuffed watching the show tomorrow,
send it to
you'll
him.
probably see in front of Harry, he's finally come to his senses. He's put a Brisbane Roar scarf up there.
No, thanks.
Well, it's right there. I can see it right there.
Well,
it's right
it's
in
only
front of your
there-
iPad
only
there.
there for colour.
And I tell you what, there's nothing wrong with that. They're recognising the great team. Now, can I just give you an A-League NSL comparison? I just want to see what you think about this comparison. Who was the better player, Luke? Graham Jennings or Jason Guerrier? Oh. That's an easy one. That's real easy.
Yeah, I'll go the Flash.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Yeah, Graham Jennings, of course.
He was lightning, Harry.
Of course, he's
He was-
fantastic.
and
Mate, play for Olympic as well. Olympic.
That's the one.
Olympic.
Well, I've got the shirt. Let me grab the shirt and you can sing the song. How's that?
Now, Luke, I'm going to ask you some questions here.
Yes.
Now, the questions are basically when we have a gentleman or player who played in the NSL, what we usually do is the teams he's played for in the NSL, what we say is out of 10, what was the best club he thought out of 10. So we're going to start with Marconi. So how much would you give Marconi out of 10?
Give him a 9, I reckon.
10.
10! Do you know, Luke? You were the first one to go to a 10 for a club. Everyone else has been that 9. You've got the record, mate. How's that?
Well, that's
Amazing.
I think Marconi was really fortunate. I came in, I was still in high school. I was 17 years old when I started to play in the first team. In a team that was at the top of the league.
Yes.
Won a championship with St. Carroll 92, 93.
Yes.
Team just littered with Socceroos. Club was a massive part of my life.
Amazing club. It was.
Always have Marconi as a 10 for me.
Well, it's amazing, Luke. As I said to you, I've got the shirt on today, the Marconi shirt. So fantastic. You're going to see that on the show and you're going to say, can I have one too? You'll see how good they are. We've been reproduced, all been reproduced there, Luke, so you'll see it.
Well, Harry,
now,
do us a favour, please, before you
should
go
I send
on.
it to him?
No, can you please do us a favour, mate?
What?
Now, I tell you what, I don't know how you do it, but you keep losing weight.
Don't talk about
Now,
well, let's
next
get on with
week,
you.
I want you to wear a size smaller because I tell you what, it's looking a bit tight these days.
Oh, here we go. Luke, well, I'm going to take you right now to Blacktown City.
Blacktown
Out
City.
of 10, what do you say?
Oh, that'd be a 9, I reckon.
Look, Blacktown City is a fantastic club, but as far as NSL goes, they were up and down. They didn't really challenge in the NSL. And
No.
They were
sort
in
of
the
in the NSL,
early
relegated to state
Yes,
league. So
yes.
I'll give them a 5.
A 5 for them. Now let's go to Northern Spirit. Northern Spirit. Go on.
But I love when Blacktown had Kevin Keegan out. That was
Oh, mate, we've had the football football cards up of him on our site. How's that,
Yes,
mate?
yes.
He looked fantastic in that outfit. Beautiful, fantastic. Now, Northern Spirit, what do we say about them?
Yeah, similar. I'll go a 5. Started great, but died off,
5.
unfortunately.
A 5. Now let's go to the European club. Now this is going to be really interesting.
That's the one.
AIK. What are you
AIK
going to say
Athens.
of how much? How much do you think you give them?
Oh, yeah, they're up there with Mark. Like, they're a good 9.5. It was
Wow.
9.5. Well,
Hey,
well,
Chop
well.
that down, yes.
Now,
best supporter club in Sweden. Fantastic stadium. Supporters were unbelievable. We're at the top of the league.
Beautiful.
In the top 2, top 3 every year.
Now, go on.
Great play.
Now, I'll just ask you about AOK one more time. Now, to compare them to an NSL club and an A-League club, it's completely different. Is that right? The way Europe does things, clubs, it is a profession. The game is a profession there for every player. Is that right?
Yeah, look, it is. And look, let's be real, Sweden's not a big league in Europe.
No.
Yeah, it's one of the smaller leagues, but at that club, the facilities at that time, sort of late 90s, early 2000s, were very good. Obviously, it's full time. We're really fortunate. Sweden gets a bit cool, but in the pre-season, every sort of 3 weeks, we'd go away for 2 weeks down to Italy, Spain to train.
Beautiful.
Play loads of games. Like I said, we were in Cup final every year, UEFA Cup every year. They just did things a little bit differently, the Swedes. They're quite intelligent, yeah, and the under 18s team, the youth team, basically their NYL kind of team.
Yes.
They'd even have one session a week, was a classroom session with one of the coaches from the club who was always a school teacher, and they basically analysed teams tactically. They actually did like a classroom session on tactics, video analysis back then. And so then they would go and implement stuff like that on the training pitch and things. They were a bit different. They were really well organised, really fit. They trained really hard. I think they knew that they had to be ahead of the game a little bit on all of those other things to compete, because they maybe didn't have the natural talent that others did. But
yes,
Sweden's only 7-8 million people, and the kind of players they produce and the results that they punch out for a country of that population is pretty impressive.
And that did that help you get into the Socceroos? I mean, we're talking under 23s, under 20s, 8 games for the Socceroos. Did that help your cause to get into the national team? Is that right?
Yeah, yes and no. I got into the Socceroos when I was here in Australia,
yep.
But it certainly helped. You're playing at a better level each week, and I think back then the Socceroos was kind of like, there was almost 3 levels of the Socceroos. Yeah, there was a home-based team.
Yes.
There was a mixed team, and then there was the full-blown Socceroos that had all the big guns in it. And for me, obviously playing for the Socceroos was a massive achievement and something that myself and my family were really proud of. But the pinnacle for me was, being a couple of times in that team that had everybody. It was the Schwartzes, Kills, the Dukas.
Unbelievable.
To be selected in that is when you felt like, for us, that you really made the main team, because although it was good to play in, my first game was under Terry Venables at Lakeside against New Zealand.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. It was fantastic to be a part of that. But the reality was, it was a home-based team. It didn't have all the big stars in it.
Now, Frothy, you've got something for our Luke? Because I've got some more for you very shortly.
Yes, we have plenty here, Luke. Now, you said there was 3 type of Socceroo teams, so obviously one was better than the other. Where did you fit in that category, Luke?
Yeah, well, I ended up playing some games in all of them.
Good answer.
But the big achievement personally was to be part of the squad that had, all the big guns in it. So.
Well, absolutely, and
but the game that we played against Czech Republic was and I came on in that game. They were number 2 in the world with Nedved and that crew.
Kohler, my God, remember him, Kohler?
Kohler, the Giant.
Andre the Giant, yes.
Czech in goals.
Oh,
yes.
Karol Poborski.
Oh, yes.
Poborski, remember Poborski?
Manchester United.
Manchester United, yes.
Yeah, so it was, and then I didn't come on, but was part of the squad in the game against Scotland at Hampden Park. So,
oh, mate, you were in the squad for that one. I saw that. Oh, you would have played with. Yes. Was it Kenny Murphy? You would have played with Kenny Murphy as well. Kenny Murphy, Jim Patikas. Those boys went over there. You were in that squad. Oh, you weren't in that squad.
No.
Different year.
This was the game against Scotland, Hampden Park. Brett Emerson and Drillage scored.
Oh, yes.
In a little friendly.
Drillage.
I think it was the likes of Dominic Matteo and crew were playing for Scotland.
Yes.
Well, Luke, can I just say, let's swing over to the A-League now. Now, MacArthur played the Wanderers, and a lot of people have been complaining, and for obvious reasons, they were charging $30 for children.
Oh, no.
And there was a 3-year-old that got in, and they still charged this little, I don't know, it was a boy or a girl actually, but they charged a little person $30. Now, they wonder why people aren't going these days. Now, tell me they can't see what the issue is here.
Yeah, I don't know the story behind it, but when I saw all the stuff that went out on in the media stuff about the prices there, I was kind of blown away a little bit. Obviously, if there's ridiculous demand and the stadiums are sold out, you can ask what you want. But for me, I'd rather cheaper tickets and fill stadiums than charge those kind of prices. So, but I don't know the full details behind it, but it seems odd.
Well, Harry, I just got it. Sorry, Luke. I just got an email from. I was working Sunday night, Luke. I worked at a bar, well, I can't say this word, but it was a boys' club, if you know what I mean, Luke. And I didn't know. Yes.
My God, Luke.
And apparently, on working on the 3rd floor, Luke, apparently you had to take your top off, and I would never do that.
No thanks.
Because I don't bat on the other side of the wicket. But I signed up a member. His name is Bryce, and Harry, he's not happy with me tonight.
That's great to hear.
Here I am in support of the LGBT community. I've got the wig on,
Yep.
and he's having a dig at me. Now, can we delete him from the site, Harry?
It's done. It's done.
I mean, I'm doing this for him.
That's fine.
And he's having a go at me. Now, I am disgusted, Harry.
Okay, now, I've got something for Luke. Now, Luke...
What have you got?
I'm going to take you back. Close your eyes, please, Luke.
Can I close them
Sorry,
too?
you're driving, aren't you? Don't do that, please,
No,
Luke.
what are you talking
Sorry,
about?
Luke, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Luke. I didn't really...
Well, hold on, Harry.
Put your mind, as you're driving, put your mind as if you're driving, you're on an aeroplane...
Yes.
Flying up to Townsville in 1996. Pretend you're in the cockpit actually flying the plane, Luke.
Well, hold on, Harry.
No, this is true. It's a dead set
but
true
hold
story.
on. You said he's driving. Can he pull over at least?
No, that's fine. Now, Luke, in 1996, you were with the Olyroos, is that right?
Yes, that's the one.
That's right, yeah.
You were with players like Muskie, Hayden Fox.
Muskie the Spitter.
We're talking about that, who's that little guy who was headbutting people all the time?
Massimo Madoka, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't that. You know who I'm talking about. He played for Manchester City in the early days. Too.
Jimmy Rooney, wasn't it?
No, don't worry about him.
Or maybe
That's the boy we're talking
He's
about.
the one,
exactly.
yes.
Now, let me tell you, and Goran
Lozanovsky,
Peter Tsakenis, and now let me tell you, I will tell you right now. That's enough, Frothy.
Sorry about that.
Now,
I just get excited.
The thing about this
Luke
is,
loves South
I
Melbourne.
was up there with you guys, would you believe? I was there as the entertainer, the funny outfit, going around and basically, entertaining you guys. And Charlie, remember Charlie? Poor Charlie died a few months ago.
Who are you talking about?
Charlie Jurisic.
Yeah, he died a few. I met
yes,
Charlie,
yes.
very nice fella.
Yes,
He
I
told me
met
a lot
him
of
too.
stories. They invited
Yes.
me for breakfast in the morning with you guys. I sat
Yeah,
next to
the
Danny
big
Piatto and
breakfast.
everything. Mate, can I just give you this voice? Does this voice ring a bell?
Oh, here we go, the
This
boss.
is it. Ha!
No.
Hey, Casserley, you must run 10 laps today. Who do you think that is?
The boss.
You got it.
Well,
Mate, I
well,
always talk like him on the when I interview guys because,
Yes,
mate,
yes.
people were telling me you also had what's his name? We had him last week actually.
Who'd we have? John Cosmina, didn't
No,
we?
we did not. Here we go.
Who was
we
on
had,
last week?
Paul
Wade.
Chris Trajanovsky. Was
Chris
he with you at that
Trajanovsky.
time as well? Is that right?
I bet that's time.
Nah, he wasn't in that Olympic team. He might have, if he was involved, he would have been involved the one before.
The one before, that's right. And you know what Chris said to me about the boss?
What did he say?
He was scared of him. Were you guys all scared of him as well up there,
Of
or
course
what?
they were scared of him.
We were at that stage, yeah.
Mate, he's like the German mentality of
Yes, he is. Yes.
if you didn't play for Marconi, you didn't play for nobody. That's what he always told me about Marconi. Is that right?
Yes, the good old Marconi Stadium.
That's right. So how did you? Now we're talking about a very hot day there. We're talking hot days there. You had to actually become very acclimatised. Where were you guys going? You were going to Florida. Was that right to play?
Yeah, so the Olympics was in Atlanta. Obviously, football's played all around the country,
Yes.
but our group games were in Miami and Orlando. So
Yes.
yeah, we went to Townsville to do a bit of acclimatisation before we went across.
And of course, a few guys weren't heeding to the 11 o'clock curfew, and I know who they are. I dob them in right now, but who cares now anyway?
Muskie was out late that night, wasn't he?
I know it all. Believe me, I was with
had
them.
a few drinks
now
that
the thing
night
is,
with Danny Tiago.
did you get? Now you also had Mark Viduka up there. He was actually he was going there, but he was flying into there. Now he played with you guys. Is that right, Viduka?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dukes was in that Olympic squad, yeah.
And Joe Spiteri as well. We had Joe.
We had him on the show.
We had him on the show a few weeks ago in the studio
right
here.
here.
And so now I remember those outfits you used. The outfits that you wore were those ones with the wavy three stripes on the. Do you still have that outfit?
Yes, that's the one.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Mate, that was a crazy outfit, wasn't it? With the three wavy stripes. And now, what I want to ask you is, you have got the Spew shirt.
Oh,
I found you
please.
wearing it, Luke.
Yeah, I wore the Spew shirt in the Young Socceroos.
Now, as I told you yesterday, a few of them have actually put it up. Kritz, Trajanovsky, Ante Juric, they've put them up. Are you going to show it to us? Are you going to wear it again and give me a photo to put up? What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, I'll have to dig it out. I'll have to find it.
Mate, and also, what I'll tell you is I have photographs of you guys and me. I need to find these photographs.
Yes.
You're in the picture. I can remember that you're in the picture as well with me. So let me find
There you
that.
go.
Let me find it, So, yeah. So that's the thing,
About 25 kilos ago.
Oh, you're going to be able
25
you're not that
kilos?
Big. Come on, Luke. You're not that big, are you?
Now, come on, Luke. I did a bit of a search of you, and I reckon you're still at 75 kg.
I think you're quite...
I mean, Harry's 80. You've got to be at least 75.
I look like I'm 75 years old, and I've been
No.
grazing in a decent paddock.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll
Now,
tell
Luke,
you
what are you doing these days? Are you involved in the game? I think you're coaching. Is that right?
Yeah, so my son's involved at Hills United in the NPL here in Sydney. So
Fantastic.
I help out there, and by helping them out, we've got for NPL club, we've got a pretty good crew of people. Alex Tobin is our TD.
Fantastic.
Patrick Swansford. He's involved.
what.
He mentors the youth coaches.
Unbelievable.
I'm obviously involved. Bomber Brown is the first grade coach. Andrew Cruz, the NSL goalkeeper, does the goalkeepers.
Yes.
And Adam Barbera, who's one of the analysts for the Socceroos and Olyroos, who's one of our assistant coaches. So yeah, we're pretty fortunate as an NPL club to have the crew of people we do there.
Unbelievable.
Well, Luke, can I just say this? You mentioned two great names there, and we know them well. I'm going to throw in another name there. I reckon these three names I'm going to mention to you now, they will probably have to be, possibly, the three best defenders we've seen in this nation, which is not necessarily its order, Harry. Now, listen up. Now, clean your ears out, please.
Oh, come on, mate.
Now, it's Alex Tobin. It's Patrick Swanswyke, whatever you call him, which, well, we know him well. He's a member of the show.
Yes.
And also the young fella from Melbourne City a couple of years ago, Schenkeveld. Do you remember Schenkeveld?
I do actually, yeah. But if we're going to talk the best defenders that we've had, I can't have that conversation without Milan Ivanovic being
Of course.
Well, I was going to name him and Mehmet Jurakovic and yourself, obviously.
Yeah, no, not me.
No. I tell you what, very underrated Patrick Swanswyke. I think he was an absolute champion, Luke. You'd have to agree there.
Yeah, such an intelligent footballer, great passing range, and he was no nonsense. He's a big boy too.
Big boy,
didn't mess around.
Big solid boy. There's been some solid boys in the past with an Andrew Marth, but all he concentrated on was, Luke, putting you in a coma, wasn't he?
Stabber.
Did he actually get you, Luke? Did he actually get you?
I reckon he would have.
No.
He never got you. Too quick for him.
My Stabber story, he was actually playing for Carlton.
Oh, yes.
Great team, Carlton, yes.
We were at Northern Spirit, and it was just one of those situations where, obviously, at that time, I weighed about 62 kilos.
Yes.
62.
And he was Stabber. He was who he was. And it's just one of those situations where the ball popped out and you're both running in towards it. It's going to be a 50-50.
Oh,
my
watch
God.
out.
And I'm like, you can't pull out. What do I do here?
Mate, just dive.
So I just launched 1 foot on the ball, 1 over the ball, and he didn't do it. I was expecting him to do it for me. But he didn't, and he got up, and he was so furious with himself that he didn't do it. And so I did everything I could to avoid him for the rest of the game.
Can I ask you something? How did you actually beat him? I don't know. Because, mate, those elbows were lifted at the same time he came at you. Is that right?
Yes.
Mate, how did you do this?
I was expecting that he was just going to break me, but he didn't do it. And then he was furious at himself that he didn't.
Mate, I could have had him having a contract with WWE. You know that bastard, I tell you, mate. He should have been a wrestler, that bloke, I tell you.
He wasn't the most gifted of players, was he, Luke? He wasn't the most skillful of players.
Well,
he got the job done. Obviously, he earned he knew the game, but a little bit awkward on the ball.
Well.
He did, and he just scared the living shit out of you, didn't he?
Actually, you know what we've got to do here, Luke? You know what we do?
Let's get him on the show.
No. We're going to actually do this, I think. We're
What
going
are we
to try
gonna
and
do?
find the best snipers of the NSL. The best snipers.
Well, there's only 3.
Who's that then?
There's Musket, Tiato, and Stabber.
Oh, no, there's more than that, mate. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what, that'll be 3 on top of the list, Luke. What do you reckon?
Oh, my God.
I'll throw my good old mate Dom Longo in there.
There you go, Dominic Longo.
Come on,
mate.
Muskie, I think, leads the pack there, mate. I reckon he'd be steering the ship, Muskie.
Okay, now I'm going to take you. We've taken you from the Olyroos. We're going to take you to under 23s now.
Well, let's
the
go
under
with that.
23s. Your coach at that time, and I know the other coaches was Les and it was Eddie. So who was your coach at the under 23s when you play there in the Oly? Was it Socceroos? Young Socceroos,
The
yes.
Socceroos.
No, the Olyroos. So I had Les Scheinflug in the under 20s,
Yes,
in the
yes.
young Socceroos,
Yes,
and then
yeah.
Eddie Thompson for the Olyroos.
Okay.
Yes.
Now under 23s. What was that like?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was. I know the program was a bit different, and we had a lot of time together, a lot of activity, a lot of training camps,
Yes.
tours. We'd spent. We went on a 6-week tour. We played games in Malaysia against
Gee.
Leeds and Flamengo. We went.
Flamingo.
Flamengo from Brazil.
Oh.
So there was a tournament to open the Shah Alam Stadium. So we were in one group with Leeds and Flamengo. The other group was
Leeds.
Bayern Munich. A Selangor Select, which I think Jerry Gomez and Eddie Krinčević and maybe even Nemanja Durakovic played in that.
Abbas Sad maybe was there too.
Maybe
Abbas Sad.
Abbassad. He was
Yes.
pretty happy.
And I think we went into Holland. We played games there against the US national team, against Dutch clubs, into Scotland, played against Rangers reserves, Dundee United. So it was like those kind of tours that we did then, and tours into South America. It's difficult to do those these days. We just don't seem to have the resources and funds to do it. But
that's right.
we did it then, and you spent a lot of time, obviously spent a lot of time away, but a lot of time with that group of players and people, and you form a pretty good bond, and we did all right.
And now let's go to the Socceroos. Now the main squad. You played 8 games. Do you remember your coach at that time? Was it
my first coach was Terry Venables.
Oh yes, of course. He was there for the qualifier. I remember that very well.
And then I had Frank Farina.
Frank did quite well actually. Now,
Frankie enjoyed his red wine. That's for sure.
Now tell us those 8 games. Do you remember those 8 games you played against?
No, not all of them, I don't think. My first game was... I remember my debut was against New Zealand.
Oh, okay, those Kiwis, yeah.
The Kiwis, yes.
The All Blacks?
The All Blacks.
I came on against the Czech Republic. I played against Japan. Don't really know the other games.
Now, you would have played against clubs, European clubs as well at that time as friendlies as well. Did you play against a European club as well? No?
I don't think I did. There were games back then. I remember AC Milan come out and things like that, but I didn't play any of those games.
Now, I want to talk to you about a New Zealand guy that he could have been a sniper too. Ricky who? Ricky Herbert. Is that right?
Ricky Herbert. He was all right.
Was he playing at the time there? He was a bit of a sniper himself, Ricky Herbert.
I reckon he was all right.
I don't think I played against Ricky. Probably the toughest Kiwi I played against was in the NSL was Robbie Ironside.
Oh, mate, he couldn't speak English.
Yes.
Mate, I'll tell you something right now.
Yes. Couldn't understand a bloody word he was saying.
Couldn't understand anybody what he was saying as a Kiwi. I couldn't believe it. One of our guests was telling us, how did he speak English? He reckons he couldn't understand him. My God. He was one of the Olympic boys, I can imagine. So you played against him, eh?
Yeah, I played against him quite a few times when he was playing for Sydney Olympic.
Unbelievable.
He was a tough competitor and didn't mess about.
That hair, mate, how could you not miss him? Is that right, that hair? Floppy.
Now, Luke, tell us something. I've got a couple of questions here for you, and I reckon I'll have an easy answer.
We're going to finish up.
You know what? I'm going to write the answer here, Harry. 1 sec, Luke.
Here we go.
Let me just write it here. Now, I'm just writing something down here on a piece of paper, Luke, and obviously you can't see because you're driving. Keep your hands on the wheel, please.
I think he's out
Do
now.
you see what that says there, Harry?
I do say that, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question, Luke. Is there a team that you follow in the A-League?
Sorry?
Is there a team you follow in the A-League?
Sort of. I guess when Wanderers come into the league, I was a Western Sydney boy.
Yes.
I was at FFA at the time, who owned the Wanderers, so I was at all the games. But one of my closest friends is the head coach of Sydney FC, so I like to see Bimby do well. So I'll probably follow him.
Steve Corica, yeah.
Yeah, so although I was a Western Sydney boy, I probably follow Sydney at the moment.
So you follow Sydney FC, you say?
Well, not really. I wouldn't say I really follow a team, but I'm a Western Sydney boy, but I want to see Steve do well, so it's a hard one.
I get you.
Well, Harry, there's the proof there. What did I write there?
He said
Wanderers
he
there.
said would you believe he guessed the Wanderers? Would you believe this, Luke? I can't believe what he just did. I can't believe it.
People say I have no idea, but I have one idea. Wouldn't you love to be an Arsenal player now? Because I tell you what, the Arsenal boys are promised £500,000, Harry. Now, Harry, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening, yes.
Okay. They are going to be promised £500,000 if they make the Champions League. Now, what are they going to get if they win the bloody league, Harry?
What? $1 million?
£500,000 to make it. Now, wouldn't you love to be playing now, Luke?
Yeah, it's a bit different to us. It was a can of Coke and a Mars bar after a game.
What is that what Les gave you? What the Les and bloody Eddie gave you?
Maybe a pie with sauce. How's that?
Bloody cheapo Les.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, not much money back then. But you know what, Luke, let's be honest, mate. It's really not about the money. If you love the game, even before you kick the ball, just smelling the grass gets you excited. Were you one of those guys that smelt the grass? Now, we're not talking about the funny stuff you smoke. We're talking about the grass that you walk on to play there. Now, did you get excited smelling the freshly cut grass?
Oh, I've always loved the game. Unfortunately, now we almost every game we play on here in Sydney's on synthetic. We don't get that smell of the grass.
Yes,
exactly
you're right. And
exactly
I'll tell you
right.
what, it's a different ball game. Harry and I went and saw a game years ago, and all those little rubber pellets in there. It really doesn't. Really, that shouldn't be happening.
I'm going to tell something, Luke, about now. Luke, sometimes when a player plays on synthetic, of course, you will know this. If someone miskicks the ball and it spins right, have you ever seen the ball turn like a cricket ball? Have you ever seen it? You have?
Quite a lot. You got to judge it. Yeah.
Sometimes it could actually come back to you. You know, don't you? Oh my God, man. So
especially when it's dry, it grabs.
It does grab. It's like a cricket ball grabbing a cricket pitch. That's what's going on. Will we ever get to a point where we're going to actually see a good synthetic turf that's going to play like grass? I don't know whether we'll ever see that. I don't think so. I don't know whether we'll ever see that, Luke. What do you think?
I think the technology continually improves. It's getting better and better. And at the moment, the synthetics, I think it's decent when it's a little bit wet. Yeah, the ball moves quickly and it takes all that spin and that out of it. But,
and exactly what you just said, because when they use it playing hockey, right? You know what they do?
Yes.
They wet it.
They wet it. Yes, they do.
They wet the grounds, and I've found that actually.
But in Europe, on their synthetics, they'll wet the grounds beforehand because it's all for the ball speed.
Yes.
So the ball moves quicker and that kind of stuff. But,
exactly.
A lot of the synthetics get built here with this. You know, they don't need water, so they don't have the jets for it. But obviously, it doesn't need water for the grass to grow, but it does need water for the ball speed.
And the best.
And sometimes in the heat, it's good to have the water too to bring the temperature down.
Exactly. I've been told that I was in Sydney a few weeks ago, and I saw my godson play. I forgot the place, but he's playing a juniors there, and I'm touching the grass, the synthetic. What the hell's going on here, man?
Yes, that's the one.
It's bloody hot. So why don't they? And apparently he says the heat comes through the boots. Is that right? Have you felt that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My son talks about it, and all the boys that I help out. Yeah, it does get like that, but it's a hard one. Yeah, because we often play here, by the time winter comes with so much traffic on the pitches, the grass pitches were virtually dirt through the middle. Okay. So we'd prefer to just be on quality grass.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
But I think the synthetic pitches are actually better than the, when you got that just bumpy dirt by midway through the season.
Yes. I'll tell you where I was. It was at Rydalmere. Rydalmere?
Nice new setup.
Yeah, what a great little setup that is. And I tell you what, mate, the quality in Melbourne, we don't have that here for the kids. They're still using grass. Very little synthetic here. Very little. There's only one team in the NPL that uses the synthetic. Only one team. So over here, they're using a lot of the grass here. I think they're picking that. But I think because of maintenance. So what do you think? Should we all go to synthetic, Luke?
No, I don't think so.
I would prefer to be on grass, but what it does do is you don't miss training hours.
Yes,
it doesn't get called off. So
the training
you can use it as much as you like, and it doesn't get called off with a bit of rain, things like that. So
that's the idea.
I'd prefer grass, but there are a lot of benefits to the synthetic, I think.
Now, Luke, let me just say this. The game today, we're comparing the A-League with the old... Sorry about that. Luke Horace is flying over. I'll tell you what, it's bloody bird. We keep on missing him. That's why he comes every Monday night.
You'll hear it, Luke, when you listen to the show.
Yes, he'll hear it. Now, the coaching, is it better in the A-League than what it was in the NSL? And is the game better now, or was it better in the NSL?
I don't know. It's a hard one to answer. I think the game has progressed.
It has.
Yes. And I think what I really do like about the A-League with the coaches, so we've seen, Muskets, Popoviches, Corikas and all these guys coming in and coaching. And what I do like about our league is that different to other leagues in Europe and in England and places like that, or you come in, over there, they use the transfer window and they try and buy their way out of trouble. And you can't do that here. You have to find a solution. You have to coach your way out of it. So I actually think the way we're set up here is, doing a great job for us to develop some really good coaches. Ufuk Tale, Aloisi's doing well this year. So Kisnorbo's done well. So I think, it's from that regard. Look, the game's so different. Yeah, when I look at the kind of, you just go anywhere. You go to an NPL club, you look at the kind of training sessions that they do with an under-13s team, under-14s team, how organised it is, the information that they give, all that kind of stuff. And, the reality is back in our day, I don't think it was all that technical and all that detailed. We kind of did a couple of laps and played a game.
Exactly.
Well, even though, Luke, and we've had another past great say the same thing, but you would think with so much, better facilities and grounds and more coaches in all areas of the game, you'd think the game will be at a much better level, but it's not, is it?
Well, the difference is the opportunities. So when I came into the NSL 30 years ago, now let's think about the growth in population and the growth in people playing football in the last 30 years.
It's big.
Correct.
All right. But back then there was 16 or 14 teams in the NSL, and the NYL was Northern and Southern Division with 14 teams each, 28 teams. So after the age of 16, there was more than 40 teams that you could be a part of at the highest level in the country. Then they shut down the NSL and started the A-League. 8 teams, no NYL, no juniors under the top league clubs. So we actually now, 30 years later, so what have we got now? We've got a 12-team A-League and 10 NYL teams who aren't even playing.
Not too good. Not too good at all.
All right, so we've got 50% of the opportunities to play at the highest level now. We've got 50% less opportunities to play at the highest level now than we had 30 years ago. But we've probably got 20 times more the players.
That's right.
So so the biggest difference back then in the NSL is that young players got an opportunity to play.
Now, Luke, I want to ask you.
Exactly.
Can I ask you something, Luke?
Now,
before you start, can I ask you to apply for a job at the FFA, what you just said?
Well, absolutely. Perfect candidate, I'd say.
Of course. You were there. Well, you need to go back there, actually. You know that, Luke?
I was there for a while, but, there's better, smarter people that...
Really?
They're me that are there now. So.
Well, we don't know about that, Luke, because we know what's happening at the moment. And, they're not too smart charging a 4-year-old $30 to get in the Luke. Now, surely you wouldn't be charging a 4-year-old $30, would you?
No.
But that's not the FA, yeah.
That's the
APL.
Clubs, yes.
The clubs run that now.
Well, it's the whole thing. It's just going absolutely backwards at the moment.
Now,
and,
it's a very...
I don't understand it. Like I said before, I would much rather cheap tickets and fill stadiums get the demand there, and once. When you start to knock people back because there's no tickets left, you can start to raise the prices with the demand. Yeah, but at the moment, the crowds are poor, and we're charging those kind of monies. Tickets, I don't get it.
Luke, there is a position at the FFA right now.
Well, we call it apply for
now, I'll tell you what's going on. Now, Stefan Kamars has resigned.
Yes, he's gone. And
now,
maybe
the thing is,
a
fantastic football brain. Hang on, Frothy. Fantastic football brain that we've lost here right now. So, would you think of going into the in there at all at any time again?
Well, why not?
Oh, look, I would never say never to anything. I love the game. I'm passionate about the game. If there's anywhere I can help and assist the game, I would like to do it. But I'm not waiting by the phone for a call. I'll give you that tip.
That's for sure. Now, Luke, we've got one more point for you.
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that, Luke, because pretty much 9 out of 10 ex-champions, and I put you in that boat, Luke, and we seriously mean this, they all say the same thing, that if they...
I was a bit different, but I was really fortunate. I had a fantastic opportunity. I was head of national teams for 6 years. I went to 4 Senior World Cups and Olympic Games. It was a brilliant time. I'm as a former player, I'm the only former player that's had that position. I count myself incredibly fortunate to be involved. It was challenging. When you're in the chair or when you're on the senior exec at FFA, it's all the decisions are a lot more complex than they seem from the outside. It's not easy, and it's certainly not easy with the resources that we have.
Yes.
But the challenge that I found there, which is perhaps a similar challenge to what Stefan had. I was on a senior executive of 10 people, and I was the only one with a real football background that was there. So you just kind of felt like you were, you were trying to plead your case all the time for the football department.
Yes.
And it was difficult to win when you were 1 against 9.
That's amazing. Luke, we're going to let you go. Mate, you have been fantastic for us.
Well,
the knowledge that you've told us about the game, the career you've had with the NSL, playing overseas, Socceroos, under Ollie Roos, under 23s, and the senior, mate. You've had a great career. It doesn't matter how many games you play for the Socceroos. We always say, if you played once for the Socceroos, you're always a Socceroo. There you go.
That's exactly right.
So, Luke, thank you very much for joining, mate. It's been fantastic to have you. And one day, we hope to see you up high there in the FFA again, and we will call you one day when you're up there. How's that? I'll talk to you someday soon. Thank you, Luke, for coming on. Thank you very much for coming on, Luke. Thank you.
He should be involved there.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Past greats like this that know the game.
I tell you what, he's unbelievable.
And they don't ever, he said, he's not waiting on the phone. Now, why don't they call Luke and all the others we had?
I think that he knows something's going on.
Well, he must know something. Look, I don't know what's going on. Like I said,
he was very smart.
We're not travelling. Apparently, a game on the weekend, Harry, had the attendance was 500 people. Now,
is that right?
I went and saw.
Now, Mr. MPL is not here today, so we can't get him.
Well, why don't we give him a try?
You really think he's going to come on?
Well, give him a try because I went and saw the great South Melbourne on Sunday.
Well, I'll try and get him, but I don't think if he doesn't come on, we can't get him on.
Stop talking while I'm interrupting.
Here we go, interrupting all the time.
Well, that's the one. And I predicted South will have a win, and they did win. And they've got a big boy up front. He's about 7'6", mate.
Really? I see what you mean.
Harrison Sawyer. Now, Harrison Sawyer's
Queenslander.
He's a banana bender, and they've got quite a few banana benders there. And let me say this. Even at that height, he qualifies for any basketball team I had.
Really?
But the skill this big man has got...
Get out of here, mate. What's your buddy?
Are we going to shoot him down or
what?
what?
He's not with us today.
He's not with us today. Maybe
he's not with us today. No, he's not with us today, guys.
Not with us today,
but,
so,
you saw the game. We can review the game a little bit right now before we finish tonight, guys.
Well,
of course.
Our great mate Jay Ingham, he had another great game.
I see. He scored a goal. He scored again, did he?
Yes, he scored again. And he came off early. Apparently, I heard people behind me. Because, look, this is what happens when you're in the crowd. Yes. There's always a coach in the grandstand.
Of course there is.
They seem to think they know more than what the coach does. Gloria Estefan, what's his name? The coach of South, what's his name? Gloria Autobahn, what's his bloody name?
What are you talking about?
The coach for South Melbourne, what's his name? Gloria
Autobahn. No.
Nicholas Esteban or something like that. What's his bloody name?
What's his name? Bloody Pablo Escobar.
Well, you went to school with him.
Pablo Escobar, yeah. Good bloke, Pablo Escobar.
I found out that now our great mate, Mr. NPL, he actually said to me, just let Harry know on the show. Now, he was part of the AGM. He was part of the meeting at the great club.
Yes.
And apparently, well, it's not apparently, this is true. He heard it. Now, apparently the great team, I'm not going to name the team, but I'm going to point to him because
Please,
I'm not allowed to name them just
Yes.
in case they take us to court. But I'm going to point to them. They're up here.
Jeez, don't use your finger.
No, I didn't use my finger. Now, apparently they won't be putting in a bid for the second division.
Who told you that?
Well, like I said, I've got a lot of sources at the great team up here, which I won't say the name because if I say the
Please
name,
don't
I'll
say
get in
the name,
trouble.
thank you.
They're up here, and apparently you go on about the second division, but they won't be part of it because they've had a gutful, because they've put in their 3-4 bids over the years, and they don't want to be a part of it. And that's why they are concentrating, Harry, my boy, and they are sitting on top of the NPL ladder.
So they're not going in, are they?
They're not going in,
Beautiful.
and which we thought they would, because that's where they should be. And I've said it, and I'll say it again. They are the biggest team in the land, Harry.
I see what you're saying.
Do you agree with that, Harry?
I have I got no comment.
Well, are you sure?
I have no comment, please, boys.
Well, that's fair enough, and I'll tell you what. So, Mr. Well, we're going to give him one more chance. Maybe give him another call.
Well, look, he's not there. We can't get him on. If we can't get him on one more
the
time...
great John Says, the god of soccer.
He's gone to bed.
He's gone to bed, I tell you.
Well, I'm ringing him up one more time, guys.
Well, I'm
Mr.
gonna
MPL,
fix
if he's
my
not there, we're going to
trumpet
go...
here because,
What I'm going to
I
say
want
is, just remember this, the 24th... The 24th... No, he's not there. He's not there, guys. We can't get him on tonight, guys. Hello?
What I
He's not there, guys. He's not there. He's not there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's not there, we might have to wrap it up.
No, he's not there.
He's not available.
I have information, guys.
What have you got?
We have 2 more World Cup qualifiers. If they don't win them, guys,
they're not going to win
we're
them,
going
Harry.
to be playing in a third-place playoff, and that's what's going to happen. It looks like that if we
All over.
All over again. We're going to be playing in a Latin American team again, guys. Say it's Peru. Let's see what happens.
The Peruvians,
now,
apparently.
I want to actually tell you guys right now, Frothy, we're going to do this right now.
Yes, sorry about
Our
that,
sponsors, there's only one football.
There's
check
only
out,
one football.
Check
There
out
it
the
is there.
shirts. The shirts
Yes,
are
the shirts are over here.
the Phillips League.
The Phillips League
shirts, guys. The Heritage shirts are going for
Is
$75
that
plus
all?
postage. I'm wearing the Marconi.
Yes.
There is the defunct team here right now. The Western Magpies who are playing in the
Western
Phillips League.
Magpies.
And don't forget, guys,
Who are the Western
we also
Magpies?
have Arrow Sport who make
Arrow
football
Sport,
kits
yes.
for the right price. We are talking shirts here for $50 each at 3 shirts.
That is
3 shirts.
bugger all.
That is amazing from
Well-
their Arrow Sport. And don't forget Sea City Lawyers, guys. Sea City Lawyers are lawyers that come to you.
come to you.
That's right, guys. We want to finish the show off right now,
Yes.
but don't forget next week we'll
Now,
have
what
a
about
special
there is
guest.
only one football? Our great mate
Oh, I
David
did say
Ben.
that there's
Did
only
you
one.
say?
I did
Well,
say
sorry,
I
but
want
I
football.
forget. Maybe a bit of dementia's kicking in, maybe.
Next week, we are trying to get Peter Tsalakis on the show on a Tuesday night. We are praying for Peter Tsalakis to come
Well,
in.
I had another email.
South Melbourne star who played for Ange Postecoglou, and we want to talk
Yes,
about Ferenc Puskas.
Ferenc
We want to
Puskas?
speak about Ferenc Puskas. He had a lot of stories about him.
Yes.
We'd like to get him on next week, guys. So from us, we'd like to say good night right now, guys.
Well, can I just say, apparently
say
one
it
of
right
our
now?
new members, I found out her second name. Her name is Anna. And
better
she
hurry
just
up.
said she enjoyed the show tonight.
Thank you very
There
much,
go.
Buffy.
There's the email right there.
I see what you mean, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Good night, everyone. Right now,
all these
football.
new
This was
members
live
of the
tonight
show. I mean, I'll tell
at
you what, even
Roxburgh
though I
Park,
don't
Cheers,
recognise
Australia.
this guy,
Thank you for
well,
joining us
he's-
tonight, guys.
he's
We'll
lost
see you
more
next
weight.
week sometime with Peter
I saw him
Tsalakis. We'll get him on next
About
week. Thank
3
you, guys.
hours
Thank
ago,
you.
I reckon he lost another bloody kilo. How do you do it? Do you eat during the day, Harry?
Get him out of here, mate. What a bug that is. I'm going to get him next. I'm going to grab
Let's
him.
get loud.
Here we go.
Let's get loud.
The cup of life. This is the one.
She bangs.
Now is the time.
Yes, it's a
Don't
time,
never stop.
Don't ever stop. Yeah.
We shouldn't know.
We should have known.
Gotta be strong.
Gotta be strong.
We shouldn't
We
know.
should've known.
Right from the top.
from the top.
And when you feel
And
the
when you
heat,
feel the heat.
the world is at your
Will it take
feet.
your feet?
No one can hold you back
Are we still
if you
on?
really
Check 1,
want
2.
it. I
still
see
on.
it in your eyes. You want
The cup of life.
Not the days here, you're gonna get it. Do you really want it?
Hey!
We're gonna get it, mate. Ho,
Ho!
ho, ho, ho. Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Go, go, go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Tonight's the night. We're gonna say goodnight, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll
Well,
see you
you
next
know
week
what?
at
I'm going
8:30
home.
p.m. next
I've
week,
had enough.
guys.
I've got to
Monday
work
or
tomorrow.
Tuesday.
I don't know about
Good
you.
night,
I don't know
everybody.
what
Thank you for
you're
joining us.
doing,
Good
but-
night, everyone. Thank you. Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, thereisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football.
To show you what's happening
Yes.
right here, right now in the studio, because we got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk.
Oh,
now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we
are.
officially back in town on
That's right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it
leave
all.
it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right, yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St. George here, I believe.
No, Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that.
Brizzy
That's Brisbane Lions there.
Brizzy Lions,
And we
mate.
got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Inter Monaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St. George Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians,
Yes,
the Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes,
on?
we're still on,
We're
of
still
course,
on?
we're still on,
Well,
mate.
over
Yes.
here, we got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I'll tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, a cat, has ordered two because his gut's so bloody big, he needs two jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke, cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
Well, look, also, Canberra, Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Arrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
They're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Yeah,
Hokoa?
Brasilia. Well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There is only
Well,
one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football where you can get it from. There is only one
There's only one
football.com
football,
in
yes, there is.
conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic
Yes,
kits for your teams as well
yes.
at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic
Yes, they are.
1977
Are we still on?
Phillips
Check 1,
League.
2.
Of course,
Check-
you're bloody
Sorry
on,
about
Frothy.
that. Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977.
Yes,
These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the
Well,
rigid gigs,
yes,
$150,
but,
and then you've got the sublimated ones
yes.
at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I
Yes.
suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well, I
finish
can't.
the-
We
the
can't
short
actually.
show
We,
tonight.
we can't actually sing a song tonight
No,
because
well,
we're just
doesn't
doing
matter.
the. We're just doing the show tonight.
Well,
that's
we're
all.
just advertising the jumpers here.
That's
and,
right, guys. But where to get them from? There is only one football.
That's the one there. And,
So, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys. Get on Arrow
team
Sport.
on Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only one
We'll
football.com.
probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday,
guys.
I
See
believe.
ya. Bye-bye.
There's
Thank
going to
you.
be someone we're going to have.
Footballers!